All right, guys, we're back live on the eSports Report. Puckett, Jack, and Mr. Martin Wyatt joining us all the way from London. Martin, welcome back, my friend. It's time to talk Group D.
Let's do it.
I just got a whole lot of hate on Twitter, by the way, for not picking FaZe.
Hey, it's all right. You'll get through it.
I got a few Optic fans that are like, "You're right, Puckett," and then all the Europeans are saying I'm definitely right with TCM. But I'm really unsure about our picks in Group C. But let's go into Group D now. This one a little bit easier for the American fans to choose, as we have Evil Geniuses, Team Caliber, and a team we don't know much about, Infused. Martin, break it down for us. Who is this Infused team? Where did they come from?
So the Infused team are one of our qualifiers. They got through the first qualifier. They're a pickup team. Just kind of got together to take part. Just wanted to be part of Gfinity. Some experience in there. Like for example, they've got Ben Necrome, who is a former original Lightning Panda, competed at Champs. Great lad, great player. So they kind of got some talent in the squad. And again, they got through the qualifier, did well, shocked some people on the way through, and have qualified quite rightly to be taking part next weekend. So they're going to be there. They've been picked up as a result by Infused. Infused obviously have had teams in the past that have won EGL tournaments, have done well at I-Series multiplayer tournaments, and have kind of done okay at Gfinity tournaments as well, which we saw them do okay last year, where they had Jake and a couple of the other lads, and Excellence and a couple of the other boys. So as an org, they'll be ready again. I think that they'll probably have a similar game plan to the Exertus eSports guys, where they're going to take no prisoners. They're going to sit down. They're going to enjoy themselves. They'll communicate. From what we hear, they've been practicing loads. They're going to be very, very well prepared, and they'll give it 100%. What they're up against, though, in the form of the other two teams, are absolute definitions of world class. Evil Geniuses speak for themselves. I don't think there are many people now that are sure that any of them are human. And in TK, you've got a stellar lineup, and I'll tell you who I think is probably going to win the whole thing near the end of the show if you ask me. But what I will say now is I think TK are going to be there or thereabouts. I've been a fan of theirs for a long time now, even though they've kind of changed some players recently. But they came over to London last time, did okay. I think I finished third. Did okay. Didn't like the food in London. That didn't show because they played incredibly well. So I think they're going to do very, very well again. So I know this group is quite straightforward to pick because, again, I think it might be an event too soon for this very, very new Infused lineup. But again, you won't see them lacking any effort anyway.
Jack, what do you think about the Picky Eaters, Team Caliber?
TK, this is a squad where you're saying, Martin, that Infused has been doing a lot of practicing. They've been getting ready. I don't want to sound too mean here, but I don't think it's going to matter at all in this group, and especially because this TK squad has been looking very, very strong, whether it's online or on LAN. Right now in Season 3, they're sitting at 5-3. Evil Geniuses only at 4-4. So the squad's been performing quite well in the Talented Pact Season 3, and this past weekend, they played on LAN at AEL, and they took home first place, beating out the likes of Curse and FaZe. I think that's only going to transfer over this weekend. Now, it'll be interesting to see who comes out first in this group, because this Evil Geniuses squad, as you just said, Martin, I don't even know if any of them are human anymore. Crimbot, I'm pretty sure we need to get him tested as an actual robot, because the guy is just an animal. He was rated #1 player in Call of Duty Ghost by the Call of Duty Reddit. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top here, but I think it's safe to say that the NA teams are going to do quite well.
All right.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's get straight to the predictions here, guys. Evil Geniuses take it #1. NA going to dominate this pool. I'm sorry, Infused. TK will take match #2. But I think we all agree on that one, looking through our predictions here. But let's break it down, guys. If TK is going to lose to Infused here, what goes wrong for Team Caliber in your eyes, Jack?
If they're going to lose to Infused, I really just think that it's maybe blamed on jet lag. I think that maybe that TK is just underestimating their opponents. Maybe they just sleep on them, and they're like, okay, we got to think about EG. Let's only think about EG because they're the world-class team, the dynasty, as people call them, and maybe they just sleep on Infused. But other than that, TK's domination performance is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they are one of the best squads in the world overall. So I don't see how they lose to Infused, but if there is a way, it's got to be that.
Martin, we have seen this complexity Evil Geniuses squad struggle at the start of tournaments, especially in formats that they feel they don't need to try as hard as they would in a championship match. Do you see TK taking a match potentially from EG? If so, how would they do it?
No, is a short answer.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, it'll save us some time, won't it? No, the reason is that I agree with you. I think they do start slowly, but I think this is going to be a different approach from them. I think they're going to want to start very strong and set their stall out. I think that they know in TK they have a potential rival for the title. I think that they're going to want to make sure that they beat them and try to beat them as quickly and as efficiently as possible in order to create some uncertainty that should they meet again later in the tournament, that there's someone's already got a step ahead in terms of confidence. As great as TK are, I don't think they might be able to handle with that. But that said, it could go the other way. I could be wrong. If they do start slowly, then there's no doubt in my mind that TK will take advantage.
Well, I think the biggest question we all have, and I'm told you might have an answer for us, Martin, is how does winning your group affect the bracket? Have you guys decided what the plan is for the bracket now?
We have, yes. I was handed a piece of paper that, for those of you that don't know, Melmoth, who heads up our eSports here, some say he only eats live insects and never comes out in daylight.
He's got a great accent, by the way.
He has not got a great accent. It's incredibly hard to understand. But no, so what he's done is he's finalised the situation. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to do a live draw on the main stage on the Saturday night, where literally all the people that top their groups will go into one pot. All the people that finish second in the groups will go into another pot. There'll be no protection, and we'll draw one against the other for the quarterfinals.
Wow.
That's how it's going to go down.
Winning your group just got so much more important. Getting second could be devastating in a round one match.
It's like Paul was watching ESR and thought, do you know what? Let me just hot this up even more right now and give them something else to talk about. Thanks very much, Paul. He's probably off drinking some iron brew somewhere, which for those of you that don't know is a Scottish delicacy. It's actually quite good.
I can understand 4 of 5 words when he's sober, but give him a few iron brews and I understand 2 to 3 maximum. All right. Well, Martin, we got your predictions all the way through. We have one last prediction before we can let you go. We're not taking a commercial break. Let's go straight into it as we pick out our top 4. Now that we know number 1 seed is going to be facing off against number 2 from each group in any random order, give me your top 4 from those 8 that advance.
Right. I see 4th being a European team. I see that being Epsilon. I see 3rd being TK. I see 2nd being Optic Gaming, and I see 1st being EG.
Okay, so Epsilon, TK, Optic, and EG.
Optic and EG, yeah.
I like it. Now, 3rd and 4th, they will tie because they go out in the semifinals, right?
Say that again?
3rd and 4th will not play out. That'll be kind of a tie, both teams going out in the semifinal.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. The prize money's equal, yeah.
Double check it. So, Jack, let's go to you now as we get your top 4 predictions. Who comes out on top?
This is going to be an amazing weekend for Call of Duty, but my top 4 that I have to go with, I think 4th is going to be FaZe, 3rd is going to be Epsilon. I think they're going to be a squad that's going to surprise many people. They're going to take their EGL performance from last weekend, they're going to move into this weekend, and they're going to say, you know what, that wasn't a fluke. We're here. We're on our home turf. We're going to do pretty well. I think they're going to take 3rd. I see another final of Optic Gaming versus EG, but even though EG's had a lot of distractions lately, they haven't been able to play a lot as a squad. I think that when they show up at LANs, there is nothing more that they focus on. It's like they're in their own little bubble. They don't care about anything else. They just want to win because they may not be performing too well online, but Aches has been tweeting saying, we may not perform well online, but you just be ready for when we're on LAN. And they want to make sure everyone knows that they are not going anywhere. So I see Evil Geniuses taking 1st and Optic Gaming taking 2nd. Now, I don't think it's going to be easy because some of the losses that Optic Gaming had against EG at MLG Anaheim were comebacks in the last minute and a half. I think that Optic Gaming's going to not let that happen this time around, but I just think that the sheer robotic, strong play of Evil Geniuses is going to make sure they come out on top.
It's a safe bet to go with the world champs, so I'm doing it too, man. I got them at my number 1 spot. Let's take a look at the rest of my list. Optic Gaming, I think they're the 2nd best team. I have them in 2nd place, but of course this is before the bracket is made. Keep in mind, EG and Optic could get positioned on the same part of the bracket. Yeah. Without a doubt, though, I think both of them take their group. I don't think Envy is going to be very solid and be able to take out Optic Gaming in their pool play. So I got Optic going the distance. I said Curse was going to somehow win Group A. A lot of people think I might be wrong here, and honestly, this is my least confident prediction, but I think if they get matched up against someone that comes number 2 in their group, Curse could pull off the upset and break into my top 3. That one I was really questioning. I was like, is this Envy? Is this Curse for number 3? I went with Curse, and I said TCM was better than Epsilon, so I think they'll go farther in the single elimination. I got TCM coming in 3rd or 4th.
There you go.
I don't feel confident on my Curse pick at all. But, Moach, I know you're going to drop 40 bombs. Burns has been playing better than I've ever seen him in the past.
Oh, yeah.
I think they can pull it off. Will my risky pick get rewarded? We're going to find out this week. And, Martin, what time did things get started on Friday? Or Saturday, excuse me.
Yeah, so Saturday, the day will start, all the games start at 9 a.m. BST. We've got a packed day. It's going to be incredible. They will probably finish about 9 p.m. BST, all on one stream, all on all the COD actions on MLG.tv. It's going to be unbelievable. You're going to be there, Chris, calling it out for us, getting everyone hyped. There's going to be a few thousand spectators in the building going absolutely bananas. When I tell you that the Copper Box Arena at the Olympic Park is an amazing place to hold an event, you'll see it yourself. For those of you that are coming, you're going to have an unbelievable day where you'll be able to watch some of the greatest esports action that's you're ever going to be able to see 3 or 4 feet in front of your face. You're going to be able to walk around, meet the people that you call your heroes. You're going to be able to play games, play competitions, win stuff. It is going to be such a cool weekend. I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait.
It's going to be amazing. Thanks to you and everyone at Gfinity for all the work you've been putting in. I know you guys are working around the clock, staying late to come on our show. Guys, you can follow him on Twitter. He is at the Martin Wyatt. Here's one more look at G3 before the commercial break. Jack, pretty solid show, man. I'm ready for this G3 this weekend. EG on top?
Yeah, I really do think it's going to be a great weekend. I do think EG is going to come out on top. I really haven't been so excited for a tournament in so long because the NA is going over to the EU, and they're ready to prove that NA is still the dominant sector of the world to be in.
TK, Envy, or Curse finishing higher?
I think it's going to be TK coming out on top there. I think Curse and Envy are going to struggle. I know Curse has been doing well on LAN as of late. Envy still is a new team, but I just think this TK squad, they're happy to be back together. They've been pumped to have Theory back, and I really think they mesh very well as a team, and I think they're going to do better than them.
All right, guys, here is one final look. Gfinity is live this Saturday, 9 a.m. British Standard Time. I believe that's around 4 p.m. for us here. That's way off. 2 p.m. here for us guys in the East Coast. Math is bad. I'll give you the correct answer after this video.
Hero, hero. I wanna be a hero, hero.
4 a.m. I did math on Google. It's 4 a.m. for us Americans. Guys, you can watch it on MLG.tv. We're not done yet with this show. We got your update on the Call of Duty Season 3 League. We'll be back with more after this.